Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Team 17 Chains of Command Bundle of May 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos of buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Hell Let Loose, a brutally immersive World War II first-person shooter that drops you into 50 versus 50 battles where communication and coordination are not optional. They are survival tools. You won't find a killstreak system, nor arcade-style shootouts here. Instead, you'll experience a slow tactical grind through massive historically recreated maps where every decision, whether you're an infantryman or a commander, can shift the tide of war. You choose from 14 authentic roles, from medic to tank commander, each of its own set of tools and responsibilities. But be warned, jumping into a squad leader position without understanding the basics can ruin your experience and your teams. It is best to start simple, follow orders, and observe how the battlefield unfolds before diving into leadership. Gameplay can be thrilling, especially when your squad is communicating and objectives are clearly prioritized. But it can also be punishing. Expect to die often, sometimes without ever seeing your killer. You'll be forced to adapt, move slowly, use cover, and work with your squad if you want to succeed. Server stability and performance can still be an issue, with random crashes and ping spikes frustrating players even after hundreds of hours. Still, when everything clicks, with your team flows, comms are clear, and the frontline surges forward, it is one of the most rewarding multiplayer experiences out there. Hell Let Loose is not for everyone. But if you're looking for realism, strategy, and a deep community-driven shooter, this is a battlefield worth committing to. At number 2 we have Classified France 44, a turn-based tactics game in the vein of XCOM, set in the tense lead-up to the D-Day landings. You control a squad of allied special operatives, tasked with disrupting Nazi operations across northern France, using a combination of stealth, sabotage, and brute force. What makes this game unique is how fluidly you can recover from disastrous situations. Your squad mates don't die permanently, and morale-based systems allow you to bounce back from breakdowns mid-fight, pulling off dramatic turnarounds, like reviving fallen allies, chaining Overwatch kills, or rallying demoralized soldiers, feels both heroic and cinematic. Combat is tight, with every action point and morale bar mattering. A missed shot might still drop enemy morale, while stealth missions offer rewarding puzzle-like pacing before firefights begin. The game even lets you build soldiers into stealth specialists, capable of chaining knife kills like World War II ninjas. Outside of combat, you manage relationships with local factions, gather supplies, and build loyalty, but the strategic map and faction system feel underdeveloped. Choices lack consequences, and factions are little more than reputation bars. The characters, while distinct in voice, don't form deep bonds, missing an opportunity for emotional storytelling. Still, Classified thrives where it counts, on the battlefield. While movement can feel sluggish and some systems are shallow, the game's forgiving nature, satisfying combat, and moment-to-moment tension make it an easy recommendation for fans of the genre. You're not just playing a tactics game, you're rewriting history with every explosive ambush.
Did somebody say explosions?
No, I said explosive.
Boom!
At number 3 we have Thymesia, a Souls-like game that sets itself apart by drawing inspiration from Bloodborne rather than Dark Souls. Despite its innovative ideas and unique approach, it falls short of achieving the status of its genre predecessors. In Thymesia, you step into the shoes of Corvus, an alchemist warrior with a plague doctor's aesthetic. The game's story revolves around a kingdom plagued by a mysterious disease, but it's poorly told and disjointed, relying heavily on flavor text for world building. This narrative weakness is a recurring frustration throughout the game. Combat in Thymesia combines elements of Bloodborne and Sekiro, offering agility and a variety of weapons. Corvus uses a saber, dagger, and a plague claw to dispatch enemies with white and green health bars. The combat system is unique, allowing for combo attacks and the acquisition of plague weapons from foes. While the combat system appears exceptional on paper, it suffers from issues in practice. Corvus can get locked into attack animations, leaving him vulnerable to enemy counterattacks. Additionally, some boss fights feature frustrating tracking and hitbox problems. Thymesia's world is atmospheric and detailed, but it lacks the grandeur of its genre counterparts. The game shines in moments like epic boss battles, but falls short in delivering a compelling narrative and diverse environments. In summary, Thymesia is a visually appealing Souls-like game with solid character progression and an engaging combat when it works smoothly. However, it is marred by inconsistent combat design, a lack of narrative clarity, and uninspired enemy design. Despite its flaws, it offers a unique experience within the Souls-like genre, and will appeal to fans seeking a fresh take on the formula. At number 4 we have CONSCRIPT, a hunting survival game set in the grim realities of World War I. This game throws you into the trenches of Verdun as André, a young French soldier on a desperate quest to rescue his captured brother. The game trades supernatural foes for the real-life horrors of war, delivering an unrelentingly bleak experience steeped in historical accuracy. Every element of CONSCRIPT evokes the absurdity and depravity of war. The palette of sickly browns and greys, along with the grotesque backdrops of rotting corpses and bombed-out villages, immerses you in its disintegrating world. The soundscape amplifies the oppressive atmosphere, blending artillery barrages and screams with eerie ambient noise. Combat is intentionally clumsy, reflecting the chaos and fear of the trenches. Aiming leaves you vulnerable, dodging requires precise timing, and every shot feels like a calculated risk as resources remain scarce. The game's level design is a love letter to classic survival horror, with interconnected hubs, resource management, and log-based puzzles. Its modern touches, like stealth attacks and a dodge roll, blend seamlessly with the genre's old-school mechanics. Even the smallest details, from propaganda posters to personal effects carried by enemy soldiers, emphasize the shared humanity and tragedy on both sides of the conflict. CONSCRIPT is not for the faint-hearted, but its commitment to exploring war's horrors makes it unforgettable. If you're drawn to survival horror with a historical twist, this 20-hour journey of despair is a must-play. At number 5 we have WARCANA, a fantasy-inspired real-time strategy game that blends base defense with deck-building mechanics. You play as a powerful magician, defending your fortress against colossal waves of monsters, while summoning your own armies in a 30-player battle royale. Each match demands careful planning. Build your deck, unlock tech trees through economy buildings, and time your spells and units wisely to survive the chaos. When WARCANA works, it's a spectacle. Watching thousands of units clash across the battlefield is thrilling, especially when your strategy starts to pay off. Each devotion, like the demonic occultism or nature-based Fey Collar, adds distinct playstyles and perks, letting you mix and match for creative builds. The single-player campaign offers over 30 scenarios to hone your skills, and even includes a map editor for custom missions. However, despite its unique ideas, WARCANA struggles with execution. Tutorials are vague, the campaign leans heavily on gimmicks, and multiplayer feels lifeless due to a dwindling player base. Balancing issues, long match durations, and unclear mechanics can make gameplay feel frustrating and passive. Worse, signs of abandonment from the developers, lack of updates, unresolved bugs, and dead servers cast a shadow over its long-term viability. If you and a few friends are curious and want something chaotic and different for the weekend, WARCANA might be worth it. But if you're hoping for a polished, active RTS experience, you'll likely walk away disappointed. WARCANA has potential, but right now, it's more of a hidden curiosity than a must-play gem. At number 6 we have Narita Boy, an 80s-inspired action platformer set within a mythologized digital realm inside a retro game console. You take on the role of Narita Boy, a pixelated hero summoned to save the digital kingdom from him, a corrupted program threatening to unravel the very code that binds the world together. What unfolds is a vibrant journey through a techno-fantasy full of sentient software, sacred floppy disks, and cryptic techno-priests. The game blends sleek swordplay and light platforming with deeply stylized world building. Combat feels sharp. Your techno-sword lets you slash, dash, and shoot your way through waves of surreal enemies, while boss fights inject flair, even if they rarely offer a real challenge. One standout encounter has you dodging a massive mechanical carp while surfing on a floppy disk, a perfect example of Narita Boy's eccentric creativity. Narratively, the game fuses nostalgia with sincerity. As you explore, you unlock flashbacks of the creator's past, melancholic vignettes garner in real-world emotion that contrast the bombastic digital world. These moments elevate the story from throwback gimmick to something genuinely meaningful. However, it is easy to get lost. The lore, while rich, is often overwhelming, with obtuse terminology and unclear objectives. Combine with visual clutter, where exits and platforms blur into the VHS-style aesthetic, you may find yourself wandering in frustration. Still, Narita Boy's imaginative universe, killer synth soundtrack, and emotional core make it a worthwhile trip into the machine. If you're up for a stylish ride through digital myth and memory, you'll find plenty to enjoy here. At number 7 we have Honey, I Joined a Cult, a management sim that puts you in charge of running a cult rather than joining one. This game offers a blend of base building and follower management with a satirical twist. In Honey, I Joined a Cult, you start by creating your own cult from scratch. The game's straightforward approach allows you to design your cult's base, recruit followers, and manage their needs while keeping the authorities at bay. The tutorial guides you through the initial stages, explaining each mechanic to ensure you grasp the basics before diving deeper. This gentle introduction is helpful, especially for those unfamiliar with management sims. The core gameplay involves constructing facilities, managing your followers' happiness, and handling various stats like faith and criminal heat. You can customize your cult's appearance and difficulty settings, which adds replay value. The game's visual style and funky music evoke a nostalgic vibe, reminiscent of early Flash games, but with improved graphics and sound. Despite its engaging base building and management elements, the game's humor may not resonate with everyone. The satirical take on cults includes tongue-in-cheek dialogue and amusing scenarios, but the core mechanics sometimes overshadow these details. Once you master the basics, you may find the game's content repetitive, though the customization options help to extend its longevity. Honey, I Joined a Cult offers a fun and humorous take on cult management, with plenty of replayability for those who enjoy tweaking and refining their virtual operations. At number 8 we have King of the Castle. In King of the Castle, you'll rediscover the joy of party games, evolving beyond mere frivolity to offer engaging chaos and camaraderie. As you navigate the intricacies of royal politics, the game's unique twists set it apart, particularly when played with a sizable group. Designed for Twitch interaction, King of the Castle thrives on the dynamics of reading, voting, and navigating the humorous consequences. With one player assuming the role of the king and others serving as court voters, the stage is set for entertaining power struggles. While enjoyable with 4 players, the game truly shines with larger gatherings, sparking lively interactions and unexpected alliances. As the king, your objective is simple: choose an heir and survive. Meanwhile, as a voter representing a specific region, you aim to advance your area's goals. Despite the initial information overload, the game gradually eases you into its mechanics, aided by immersive aesthetics and a fitting soundtrack. However, with fewer players, the game's potential feels constrained. Each kingdom boasts diverse stats and objectives, fostering complex strategies and alliances. Yet, the slow start and repetitive objectives can hinder the pace, favoring experienced players. Nonetheless, the game's flexibility encourages creative and humorous decision-making, ensuring each session remains engaging. With subsequent playthroughs, evolving tactics, and hidden agendas deepen the experience, offering fresh challenges and surprises. Moreover, its accessibility via Discord integration makes it a standout choice for group gatherings. King of the Castle emerges as a standout party game, best enjoyed with a lively crowd. While its initial setup may feel sluggish, its rich gameplay and potential for strategic depth make it a compelling addition to any game night lineup. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle might not be an all-killer, no-filler lineup, but let's be real, Tier 2 is where the action's at. Thymesia's got that Souls-like swagger, and CONSCRIPT's pixelated survival horror is looking slick. If those two are on your wishlist, it's a pretty sweet pickup, even if the rest doesn't wow you. Sure, some titles have been around the bundle block, but for $13, this deal still punches above its weight. Not perfect, but definitely a solid win for the right gamer. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the early access army. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.